This is your moment to maximize. Maximize moments with Milton Audio Experience. Maximizers, how you doing today? This is Milton Herring at miltonherring.com, and I've got a special guest online with me. It's DJ Lester, DJ Lester. How you doing, DJ?
Yo, what's going on, man? I'm good. How about yourself, man?
We're doing great. We're doing great. I'm excited. I want some wisdom. I want some encouragement from you today, some energy and some love. Hey, just a little bit about DJ and his background. If you guys don't know, you got to check him out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. He'll let you know where you can find him. But DJ is currently an American football wide receiver for the Iowa Brainstormers of the Indoor Football League. He played college football at the University of Wyoming, and I know it was cold up there at times.
Yeah,
Also,
very cool.
I also played high school football at Layton Christian Academy, and which is near and dear to my heart, and where I attend church currently. There and yeah, so DJ and I have a little bit of history, go back a little bit, and I wanted to share him with you guys, all the maximizers and athletes and coaches out there, and I know you're going to find some wisdom today that's going to help you and bless you down your journey in life and whatever you're doing, to add value to you. So DJ, I shared a little bit about you and who you are. Would you help me fill in the gaps of what got you to Utah and what maybe how you got into the league and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I can do that, man. Like I said, my kind of journey just started out. I was born in Columbus, Ohio. Spent a couple years there. You know what I'm saying, with my mother and father at the time, and my mother uh, was from Nigeria, or whatever. So I went to Nigeria, spent about some years up there, and then I came back when I was 10 years old, to spend some time with my sperm donor, with my father at the time. So kind of, you know what I'm saying, he kept on like he wouldn't. I didn't know how to cook at the time, so I like it was like a different culture and everything like that, especially coming from the whole Nigerian culture. I had to learn how to cook and do all that stuff on my own because my father was never at home. So I dealt with all that stuff without being left with no food, no money, or anything like that, or experience to cook. And so he started abusing me, neglecting me, and out of home, placed in foster care. So dealt with all those things. Going home to home, people using for money. Getting him sent blame for everything like that. Went through foster care, shuffled home to home, and then finally found my saving grace, which is my family, the Lesters. They kind of took me in, kind of molded me into the man I am today, and then dealt with getting things like such as getting kidnapped and taken to Nigeria, left there with no passport. Found my way back, dealt with all those ordeals and stuff like that, and then kind of just like used football as a tool. You know what I'm saying? Once I got to high school. My head football coach kind of took me under his wing and taught me the game, and told me I could use that as an avenue and a way out, and kind of took that and dealt with that and got myself to college, played D1 ball at the University of Wyoming, and then started playing arena football, kind of in the hopes to continue football, and it's kind of paved the path for me now and where I'm at today. Like I said, yeah, that's where I'm at today.
Awesome.
So that's a little bit about myself, really.
Awesome. Yeah, and just that part of your
The
story.
fact that you just check out the book.
What's that again?
No, I was gonna just say, yeah, the rest is in the book. You know what I'm saying? You guys have to definitely check it out. So,
You got get the rest, guys. Get the book, and let's just jump into the book right now. Fostering Dreams. What's the subtitle on that? And tell us a little bit about that.
well, the title was "Fostering Dreams," which was a child's unique story of courage, determination, and perseverance. That's the full title. The title "Fostering in Dreams" came from being a foster child, like, you know what I mean? Because as a foster child, just like foster kids, we tend to be like and believe that we're not good enough. You know what I'm saying? We're not wanted, we're not appreciated, and we can't do anything with our lives because of the fact that we're foster kids. You know what I'm saying? So foster came from foster care, and then dreams came from just like us foster kids believing in dreams, but yet not being able to attain it because we feel like we're not good enough. Nobody wants us. You know what I mean? So fostering dreams together, saying that, yeah, I went through foster care and I dealt with all that like that, but I was able to foster my dreams into reality, and that's where that fostering dreams title came from. And then it's just the rest just took off from writing the book. Just writing from my experiences and things I went and just the rest took off from there, really. So you definitely have to check it out.
Awesome. Now, I am not going to lie. Your background and your upbringing, I can't really say that I can relate to that. I mean, I have my own challenges as a young boy, but you went through some really tough times. Can you give us, outside of your biological father neglecting you, is there one point in time in your life where you didn't know if you were going to actually make it, or something that was really hard for you, that you went through it all?
Uh, there was, to be honest, like there was like so much things that occurred in my childhood that it's saddening that it occurred, but I mean it happened and it made me stronger and it made me who I am today. As a kid, when I left my mother, because I was basically taken away from my mother, that was like my first true love. You know what I'm saying? I was a mother's boy to the heart. You know what I mean? To this day, I still am. So I was basically taken away from my mother to come back to the States here when I was 10 years old. So when I was in the States, it was a whole different culture. So I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know the whole culture, clean. You know what I'm saying? All those things like that. Because I grew up in Nigeria eating a different type of cuisine. Like, you know what I mean? So trying to learn the whole culture and all that stuff like that was hard. Yeah, I didn't speak proper English at the time. So my father was never home, never like leaving money for food and stuff like that. And so I dealt with all those things. And then going through foster care, going home to home, like, you know what I'm saying, wearing other people's clothes. Because to me, the reason why I kind of wrote this book as well was based off of the fact that um, as foster kids, when you leave home, you don't have any clothes, like, you know what I mean. So you have to wear other people's clothes. Sometimes they're too short, sometimes they're too tight, sometimes they smell. You know what I mean? All those things like that. So you feel like you're dirty, you're not good enough, like that nobody wants you. Like, you know what I mean? So all those things were tormenting my mind and all the stuff like that. So I wrote this book to try to help those kids out, to try to say that, hey, regardless of all those things happening, you know what I mean, like that you are good enough, like, you know what I mean. So I dealt with all those things and all those thoughts in my head that I'm not gonna make it, that this is not for me. You know what I'm saying? I thought about committing suicide as a kid, like all those things like that. But I just kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. And then when I came back to the States, dealt with the foster care thing, I found a home. They found a home for me, which is my family now, the Lesters. My biological father came back in the picture, and he wanted to get involved back in my life. So we got stay insurance, and he ended up kidnapping, taking me back to Nigeria, and left me there with no passport. So like dealt with that whole ordeal, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I was 12 years old at the time, you know what I mean? So I'm forced to grow up at a young age. So going back and forth, different cultures, trying to, adjust and all this stuff like that. And when I was in the States, I had lost the African culture. So it's like speaking the language was different, like, you know what I mean? So I've done spoken English for some 7 years, and then go back to Nigeria. Then I found out he had something to do with my mother passing away, my biological mother. And I hadn't seen my mother in a couple of years at the time. You know what I mean? So dealing with all that stuff like that was kind of hard. So I lost my mother. And then the following year I come back from my ordeal, getting kidnapped in Nigeria. Like, I lose my adopted mom. So like, you know what I mean? At that time I just lost it. Like, I was just like, look, I can't make it through this. Like, I thought about committing suicide. I thought about ending everything off. Like, I was like, man, I'm done. Like, because I couldn't see my mother for a couple of years. She passes away. Then the year I came back from getting kidnapped and left there with no passport, you know what I'm saying? My adopted mother had passed away. So I was just like, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Like, you know what I mean? Especially being taken away from my mother. All the things that happened in my childhood. And I don't know. Like, it just, at that point, like, I just kept on going and going and going. And eventually, like, I got in a car accident in 2008 that I literally died in. And I just thought that was, my world was over with. Like, I died and came back to life. Like, I mean, I'm not lying to you at all. Like, there's pictures in my book that you can see and be like, people will tell you that. And it's just a blessing of God to be here today, like, to where I'm at, you know what I mean? Because I shouldn't be here standing before you today or talking to you on this phone. But it's just by the grace of God, literally, I promise you that. Like, it just was, it's crazy that I'm still here. Like, I still have a purpose, and it's weird that I say that, but it has to be. Like, it's just a sign from, you know what I'm saying, something that throughout all those things that occurred, for me to be here and talking to you on the phone, there is no logical explanation to that, you know. Like, there isn't. Like, there's something that has to be there. Like, so it's amazing though. But
Wow.
yeah, like I said, that was the time. It was hard for me, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. But I just, like I said, I just kept on going and going, and which I kind of explained to you earlier. That, you know what I'm saying, I live by that rule number one: don't panic. You know what I mean? Which is what kind of pray to get my life on, is don't panic. Regardless of everything that happens, never panic. Just keep, you know what I'm saying, going with the flow, and keep getting through the day. When the say slowly but surely, things will fall into place.
Wow, DJ, that it makes me even want to finish reading the book even more to kind of and the story's not over for you. That's the most cool part is that you're still living your story, right? And
Yeah,
I,
yes, yes, very.
and I think when people, I've gone through some pretty traumatic things myself, and thought about suicide, and almost died a few couple times, and people ask me all the time, Milton, how come you're so upbeat and energetic and full of life? And I'm like, dude, if you knew what I went through, and if you were in my shoes, you'd
Yeah,
be thankful
seriously.
for every day that every time that sun came up, you would be thankful. Anytime a breath goes into your lungs when your alarm clock goes off, that you're thankful for another day, and thanking our Creator God, and saying, you know what, there's no other way I can explain how I'm standing here today but to be thankful for it. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you that encouragement. And
it's
I
like,
oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's crazy that you said that too as well. Like, what I'm saying, like I've always had people like speak to me in that sense too, like, or that regard, like ask me like, oh, why you always smiling all the time? Like, why you always laughing and giggling all the time? So basically just what you just talked about. I'm just like, man, I'm just thankful. I'm just grateful to be here. What I'm saying? That's why I enjoy life, and I don't take it for granted because I know tomorrow's not promised. What I'm saying? Like, I've had things that happen to me, but yeah, like they happen, but I can't dwell on it. I can't let that hold me back. What I'm saying? Because people in this world tend to just because like their upbringing, or because they didn't have a mother, or they didn't have a father, or they didn't have money, they tend to believe like that's the way like their life is going to end up, or that's how the rest of their life is going to be, instead of actually doing something about it. What I'm saying? They sit there and just complain and complain and complain all the time, instead of just doing something and changing your situation. What I'm saying? Just like I always say too, like if you ever find yourself in the wrong story, just leave. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Why keep tormenting yourself with all those things like that? You know what I mean? Why? Why wouldn't you get out and just do something new, something that's going to make you better, something that's going to make you happy, so you don't have to have any worries, like all those things. You know what I mean?
yep.
But I just had to just throw that little in there. But my
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love what you said. If you find yourself in the wrong story, number one, leave. And so,
yeah,
find a new story to live, and take some action out of it. So I love that. I'm going to remember that one. So, good stuff, DJ. Good stuff. Now, I want to ask you something really, really serious right now. Really, really serious. And
okay.
this is going to speak to those that really have, or maybe at the point of suicide, or really depression. I want you to give them, DJ, some encouragement right now. I know you talk about your book and your story, and winning the day, but give them some encouragement. Those that are right now, that you feel, that are on the verge or having those thoughts today, what would you say to them?
I would just tell them, man, you got to peace with the fact that life is not about happiness. What I'm saying? But rather experiences and growth. Because happiness is like basically like a byproduct. What I'm saying? Like it just happens. What I'm saying? But when you're not seeking it, you do all those things to try to make you happy. What I'm saying? You don't say, okay, well, I want happiness. What I mean? But you just let it happen. Basically, you let things just flow and just let them happen. Because when you forcefully trying to get something that you want badly, what I'm saying? Like it's basically gonna torment you, because you're like, oh my god, I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. Whereas if you just let it happen, then you enjoy it more. Like, what I'm saying? You don't force things, you just let them happen. Just like relationships. We can base that off of that. People always talk about, oh yeah, like I want this person with big, what I'm saying, money, and got all this stuff, like all the needs and wants they want, right? But whereas to like they're being selfish, because they said all those wants, they want it right now. They want instant gratification instead of waiting for things. Just like relationships now, that people just jump from relationship after relationships, but yet they're not happy. You know what I mean? I read something once. It said something like, it was an analogy, and it was like, yeah, if the house is broke, if a light bulb in the house is broken, you don't just throw away the house or buy a new house. You know what I'm saying? You just buy a light bulb and you fix it.
Mm,
So with relationships, people would tend to just like, oh well, just because this person doesn't have this, okay, I'm done. I'm moving on to the next relationship, instead of just sitting there and trying to work the situation out.
yeah.
And that's how life is. And that's what encouragement I give you there. Regardless of what you're going through, you know what I'm saying? Don't just buy a new house. Go buy a light bulb and fix the situation. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just don't yeah, don't dwell on all those things like that, and just throw away the good things. You know what I'm saying? Just keep working day in and day out, and just trying to fix the situation. You know what I'm saying? And control what you can control. And just like I always said to my rule number one: don't ever panic. You know what I'm saying? And control the situation. Control what you can control.
You got to control. I know John Wooden said, he said, don't let the things you can't control interfere with the things you can control, and that's what we're talking about life there. And so, thanks for
Yeah.
those words of encouragement. Now I'm going to transition real quick to sports. Give me your take. You've had, and we're going to talk. Let's talk about coaches for a second. You've had a lot of coaches over your athletic career, and give me some qualities of a good coach. And if you, and I don't know if you can share names, but something that a good coach, what instills, what makes a good coach, and how would you define one, and an example of one, and experiences of a bad coach that you've experienced, you've passed, and have been a part of that team, and you would say, hey, don't do this. Let's jump in that for a sec.
Okay. My ideal qualities of a good coach would be somebody that's like a teacher, basically. You know what I'm saying? He teaches you the game, and he also is dedicated to help you grow in life. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I had me growing up and going through my situation, all that, the whole ordeal as a kid. I had one football coach by the name of Sam Russell. Um, when I came back from my whole ordeal from getting kidnapped to Nigeria and left there with no passport, he literally came and visited me in my home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I want you to play football for me. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I'm going to teach you all these things. And he basically took me under the wing. You know what I'm saying? And he helped me basically grow into a man, basically, you know. And he like took me under his wing. Like, he would bring me, you know what I'm saying, take me out, gave me a job, basically. Because at the time, I didn't have any money. I was like going home to home and all that. He gave me a job and like taught me the game of football. And that's how I started getting good at football, because he's like, look, football is the only game that you can use your anger and that frustration now as a kid and hit somebody legally, you know what I'm saying, with everything you have. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand that at first when he made that statement. And so in practice, we were doing like this little tackling drills, running back and tackling drills, which you guys are probably familiar with. You know what I mean? The running back comes through the hole, whatever, you're supposed to make the tackle. And so, you know what I'm saying? I was the tackler or whatever. The running back came through the hole. Like, I made a tackle, but he kind of like literally, in the sense you could say he won. Like, I tackled him to the side. And he grabbed me and said, look, man, I know you got all that anger and frustration. I said, look, I want you to envision this running back being somebody you so dearly hate or dislike the most in this world. So in my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? So I was like, okay, well, somebody I dislike the most in this world, because I don't hate anybody. I said my father, because of the fact all the things that he did to me as a young kid. Because I wanted to just like let all that frustration out on him. You know what I mean? So the running back came through the hole. I hit him so hard, like he went backwards, and everybody, the whole crowd, everybody, the coach, everybody just went crazy. And it was at that moment where like I just felt like I just released so much anger that I had so much pent up inside of me. And I was just like, man, like I just thank my coach, because of the fact that he was a teacher. He taught me how to release all my anger, like, you know what I mean, legally, in a positive way. And he also helped me, and he was always there for like my well being as well. You know what I mean? He made sure like I got to college, get my education paid for. I got my college degree. You know what I'm saying? He basically was the person that reared me into that direction and kind of made me use football as a tool, as a way out of my situation. You know what I mean? So basically, like I said, the qualities of a good coach would be somebody that's a teacher, you know what I'm saying, and a mentor, a role model, a father figure, um, basically whatever you want to say, you know, so somebody just kind of helps you in every aspect that you need to get to being successful, you know. And then we kind of transition to a bad coach. I feel like a bad coach is somebody that is not a teacher. You know what I'm saying? They're always worried about just, I mean, it's wins and losses nowadays, but a bad coach is just all about himself, about how much money he can get paid, and just think about himself as winning wise instead of like overall the team. You know, I've had my share of bad coaches. I remember, I'm not gonna say any names, you know what I'm saying, but was part of this team. Let's just say we had like the dynamic duo. You know what I'm saying? The receivers were 6'6", 6'5", and I was a 6'3", and we were like the first 4 games of the season, like we were killing the league. You know what I'm saying? We was 1, 2, 3 in pretty much every category with receptions, touchdowns, and yards and all that stuff. And so the coach started just going crazy. He just started spazzing out for no reason, like calling players out their names and just being just a nuisance. You know what I'm saying? Basically creating chaos on the team. And then he tried to shift blame and try to say that I was the cancer of the team. And then they ended up releasing me, and I left to go to a different city and play, and they ended up losing the rest of the games. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you basically had a good team, but then you want to be a bad coach because you was worried about yourself and worried about, I don't know, whatever reason. Just like even the fans like from other teams were like calling in radio and like, man, like your coach is like losing it for y'all. Like he's not classy or professional at all. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like all those things. That's basically like qualities of that bad coach. I was just like, well, I mean, the players are more classier than you, and like when it's bad enough when fans have to write the organization and be like, man, what's wrong with your coach? You know what I mean? Like, why is he spazzing out? Why is he being disrespectful, doing all these things? So like, you know what I'm saying? It was bad enough already. So that was the qualities of one of the coaches I had. But yeah, so that's kind of my little share of bad, good coaches and bad coaches.
And I think, all the coaches out there that are listening, what I heard you say, DJ, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but a bad coach is self-centered and a good coach is other-centered, right? And so they're thinking about the other person more than they think about themselves. And a lot of times that's giving up your time, your money, your energy, and just sometimes even your personal life just to see the other person succeed and do better in their life. And that has to come from a place of a good heart and a true heart. And I think we all have that ability to be a good or great coach. But we also have to be aware of when we're not we're not the best coach at all too. So when we start really looking at ourselves and, like you said, making it about the wins and losses. And I understand professionally, you have to succeed. You have to make it about wins and losses. I mean, at some level, but also you got to think about long term, right? That you're not going to play football forever, and those athletes aren't going to play that sport forever. What are they going to be like in the next 5-10 years, and how can you help groom them for that too? So I appreciate you sharing that.
Right.
Appreciate you sharing that. Now, as an athlete, you're 27 years old, DJ, and you've been actually a professional athlete for quite some time now. I think, as in terms of being a professional football player, since 2013. Am I correct?
2012.
2012. Sorry, that's when you ended at Wyoming, and so you've been 5+ years as a professional athlete, and that takes some wear and tear on a person's body like yourself. But how do you what's your motivation to keep going and to fulfill those ranks and helping teams win? What keeps you going and motivated?
I mean, well, currently now I just had a daughter, but she's kind of like been the driving force of my motivation now. But like I said, kind of once I started playing professional football, I just wanted to prove myself like wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just want to prove that I'm better than I could be. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, I used the game of football to get out of the situation, and my motivation was just to be better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be better myself day in and day out. I just keep challenging myself, and I stay, in shape as much as I can. Like I said, I mean, my time window is kind of coming to a trim, but I got to start making choices here pretty soon, But I just want to just make something myself, I just need a final defining moment, something that's going to just put the stamp on everything, like I said, I finished my book, I've graduated college, there's all these milestones that somebody in my situation will never get to, from all the things that occurred to me as a child, from getting kicked out of schools and all that as a little kid, and telling me that I literally, I'm promise you, I'm telling you this, I used to be in classes, people would teach put me in the back of classrooms so I couldn't learn anything, from all those things like that. And I just kept on checking things off my checklist, but I just kept on wanting to keep going and going and going until I keep, basically I keep just breaking barriers and barriers and barriers. That's what I want to keep doing. I want to keep pushing my limits and keep seeing how far I can go, and to see where it takes me from there.
Awesome. And I know that career-wise, football-wise, I know that winning a championship and being the best receiver you can, a player you can be in that league, is probably one of the pinnacle platforms that you want to attain athletically in that career. But I think also you are already on the path to leaving a great legacy with your daughter Olivia, and also all the kids that you help, and the people that you're currently helping in their lives today. So I give you kudos as the legacy you are leaving, DJ, and you continue to be a light in a world of darkness, and you continue to be a leader within your profession and all that you're doing. So I commend you and thank you. Maximizers, please grab DJ's book, Fostering Dreams, and they can find it on Amazon and a Kindle, correct?
Yep, it'll be on Amazon and Kindle as well. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is D_LESTR, the number one. That's also Twitter. My Facebook name is DEJOI. Last name's LESTR. There's like web links and stuff like that on there that you guys can go purchase it. And then as well, if you purchase it, or if you contact me or DM me, I can send you a personalized signed copy as well. You know what I'm saying? We can work out PayPal and all that junk, whatever. So make sure you just copy a copy. We'll have a personal message in the book for you, and then definitely leave a review. Like I said, I've been getting nothing but 5-star reviews on Amazon so far. So there's been about 10 reviews so far. Let's just keep it going. I appreciate your love and support. Make sure y'all take care, and God bless.
God bless you, DJ. You are a winner and a champion, truly a man of character and integrity, and you continue to lead not only with your voice but also your actions. I appreciate you and thank you for your time today. Maximizers, athletes, and coaches, you be blessed today, and also make sure this is the day that you celebrate as it is your life. When the sun comes up, be thankful. When it goes down, be thankful. Maximize the moment, guys. We'll talk to you soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Stay blessed.
Hey, Maximizers, I really appreciate your attention. If you can 5-star this, like it, share, and comment, I would really appreciate that. Be a river, not a reservoir. You guys are awesome. Thank you for tuning in ever so often. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.